Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. Thank you so much for joining me for another planty video. Today we are going to be doing a repot with me. We are going to be repotting two of my favorite plants, which I'm so excited about. The first one is quite a big plant also, and I feel like I haven't done a repot of one of my larger plants in quite a long time, so I'm sure it's gonna be very fun. This is my Philodendron SP Silver. Also goes by SP Colombia, and I think that it actually has an official name now, but I can't recall what it is. If I can find it, I'll put it on the screen. But most of us know it as SP Silver or SP Colombia, and it is this beautiful plant. Oh my goodness, look at those leaves. Wow. It has these huge, very pillowy leaves, which are like a bluey green in color. It is just so stunning. This is actually the newest leaf right here, so it's quite shiny and yeah, it just looks phenomenal. This plant is climbing up a moss pole. I'm going to be keeping the moss pole in and everything. We're just going to be repotting the whole thing. I find that this philodendron is quite thirsty, so I'm going to be repotting it into a ceramic pot with a drainage hole, which I'll show you in a second. Right now it's in terracotta. I feel like it dries out just way too fast, and I can see roots in the bottom. I'm not sure if this is like completely root bound. I guess we'll find out what the roots look like. But yeah, I just think it's time for an up pot, and I'm putting it in my new soil mix, which is just a tiny bit more dense than the previous one. So I think it's going to be really happy with that. And then the second plant I'm going to be repotting is my Begonia maculata. This is a relatively new plant to my collection. I've had Begonia maculata in the past, but this is a new one that I picked up because I just couldn't not have it in my collection. It's so gorgeous, and I love begonias. This is still in the nursery pot that it came in, and I can see roots coming out the bottom. This is drying out so quickly as well, and it's growing like a weed. This is actually a new leaf that isn't hardened off yet. It did get a little bit damaged, I think because this is so close to the heat vent, and we're just at the end, well, we're just at the beginning of spring actually, technically now, but I'm still having to run my heat a lot, which is not great. Having long, dark, gloomy winters is one challenge, but having to run my heat so much and having that dry air just blasting my plants is also a whole struggle in itself. So I'm so excited that the temperatures are finally starting to warm up and I won't have to run my heat as much, and eventually won't have to run it at all, because my plants just, yeah, they just don't appreciate it. But regardless, this is a very tough plant in my experience, and it is still growing like crazy. It has 4 baby leaves coming in right now. I mean, I'll show you closer once we start repotting it, but yeah, there's new growth everywhere, so I think that this plant's going to be just fine. It will really appreciate a new pot though. This is also going to be potted into a ceramic planter with a drainage hole. I'm so excited to show you these planters because I love them. I feel like they're very up my alley, and I know that a lot of you are going to feel the same. So this is the first one that we're going to be using for the Philodendron SP Silver, and this is the second one. These are from a Canadian traditional tattoo inspired brand called Take to the Grave, and they have some really cool stuff. They have a lot of apparel, like home goods, ceramics, and now they have plant pots, which of course is very exciting. What's great about these though is not only are they beautiful, but they're also super functional, so I'm going to talk about that in a second, but let's just admire them for a moment first. Oh yeah, this video is sponsored by them as well. I should mention that. I'm getting too excited to talk about these, but yeah, thank you so much to them for sponsoring this video. Anyways, let's take a closer look here. So they come in 2 designs. There's the butterfly design, as we can see right here, which is stunning, and there's actually 2 different butterflies on each side, which is so cool and just like such a unique touch. They come in 3 different sizes. This is the middle, like the medium size. And the other design is of course this scorpion, which Oh my goodness, I'm obsessed with this. I love it so much. I actually have my Begonia Thurstonii in the larger version of this, like the medium size, and oh, it's just like a match made in heaven. I'll insert a photo of that, but yeah, I just think that this is the coolest pot ever, and I'm so excited to be potting another one of my begonias into this today because this is the one that we're going to be using for the Begonia maculata. Now, what else is so awesome about these pots is that they've included drainage holes, which, like, hallelujah. It is so hard to find ceramic pots that actually have drainage holes already. So that just opens up so much opportunity to be able to actually pot right into the pot. But they've also included silicone plugs. I'm gonna pull it out here. Silicone plugs in case you do just want to use it as a cover pot. Whoops, there it is. I'll show you what the plug looks like. So you can just add and remove that, and then it opens up so much potential to use this pot different ways. So for my Begonia Thurstonii, I actually am just using it as a cover pot right now. So you can just use it like that, or you can remove the plug, plant right into it, which is what we're going to be doing today. And then they do come with matching trays as well. So that's what this one looks like with a tray. And then the scorpion one comes with a black tray, which just looks so sleek. Okay, we're gonna start potting these plants up. If you are interested in checking out these pots, I will have them linked down below in the description box, so don't forget to check that out. Okay, so I'm not gonna be able to fit the whole plant on the screen while we're repotting, but of course I'll show you what it looks like after. Our first step is just gonna be to pull this guy out of the pot, which I'm kind of nervous. I have no idea what the root system is gonna look like. I have not actually, oh my gosh, it's actually coming out easily. Oh wow, okay, it is pretty rooted. I think it's going to appreciate this repot. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is pretty rooted. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but wow. We have a lot of roots going around the whole pot. No wonder this plant is so thirsty. Okay, I'm glad it's kind of holding its shape here because that just makes it so much easier with the moss pole and everything. So, actually I have to decide which one I want to be the front. I think I'll do this one as the front, and I'm going to put some potting mix in. Oh my gosh, maybe I should have put the potting mix in before I had this big plant in my hand. That's okay. I'm gonna use a piece of bark to just cover up the drainage hole so we're not losing all our soil. This is a fresh batch of my new potting mix as well, so perfect timing. Okay, let me see. Oh, that's actually gonna be good. Okay. So it's a bit of a size up for this plant, but it's only like maybe ½ an inch around all sides bigger, which is good because I don't want to go up too much, and also going into ceramic, it's going to retain more moisture as well. Okay, I just want to make sure that that's centered. Since the pot does have something on it, I want to make sure I'm actually going to be seeing the design. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm just going to fill it up. This is way easier than I thought it was going to be with this big plant. I do want to make sure it's potted like pretty even so that the pole's not going to be lopsided or anything. I know I have a chopstick in here, but I think it got buried when I mixed my new soil up. Oh well, I'm just going to continue to fill. I just want it filled really evenly around all the sides. Okay, I went and got one of my other chopsticks because it's going to be very useful to us right now. Honestly, one of the most underrated plant tools is the chopstick. I have a feeling this plant is really going to appreciate this repot. Just gonna continue to fill it up around all of the edges. And then just pushing the soil in to make sure it's getting filled all the way. Okay, it's all repotted. I'm just gonna clean this up a bit so we can see what it looks like. Okay, so here is the finished result. I still have to water it, but yeah, this is what it's looking like, and wow, what an upgrade! It looks so good! The colors of the pot look so beautiful with the deep green leaves of this plant too. And I did a pretty good job of centering the moss pole and everything. It doesn't look like it's leaning too bad. Look at how gorgeous that is. A gorgeous plant for a gorgeous pot. Super happy with it. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next one and do the begonia. Okay, moving on to the Begonia maculata. Now I know that this one is going to appreciate the repot so much. It's going to have so much more space. It's not going to be drying out as much. So we're going to be going ahead and using this planter, which I think is going to suit it so well. Again, I'm going to take out the silicone plug so that we have a nice drainage hole. And this one's the same on both sides, so I'll just pick that side to be the front. And I'm going to start by putting my layer of soil in here. Okay, I'm gonna see how that is. Let's take this gal out of here. Now, begonia roots are pretty fine, so it's kind of hard to see them. But I just know it needs to be repotted. I can just tell. So I'm gonna set that in there. And this stake is like, I'm gonna be replacing the stake eventually. I'm actually gonna be propagating this plant pretty quick, and then I'll eventually be replacing the stake as well, because it's just kind of like a flimsy little stick in here and it doesn't do a great job. Okay, I want to make sure this is centered again. So I think that's gonna be pretty good. And then I'm just gonna fill it up. This one has a lot more space than the other one did, so don't really need my chopstick to do this one. I can fit my fingers in there. Okay, she's done. That was quick and easy again. I'm just going to clean up here real quick. Alright, so here's our final result. I think that this looks amazing. The pot is a perfect match to this plant, and yeah, I'm so excited to watch this grow, and eventually I can fill it out even more. I can propagate the plant. Yeah, I'm so happy with this one as well. Oh my goodness. Look at those gorgeous leaves. How did I ever take this plant out of my collection? I have no idea. What was I thinking? Like I said, it is a little bit crispy and did get a little bit damaged, but there's a lot of baby leaves on the way. Look at those. How cute. And down here too. Oh, they're gonna be so happy in this pot now, especially because they won't be drying out as often. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's repot with me. I hope that y'all enjoyed. Make sure to leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!